Welcome back, and today we are on Sunday, 10th of July, and we got something new and it's exciting to share with all of you. And of course, I look forward to seeing you guys come on stream. And how's your Sunday? First thing, let's check. How's your Sunday today? And my Sunday has been great. Woke up very, very early this morning, and that's to go to church and serve. And how about you? I like to hear how you spend your Sunday, and this is really, really important to me. All right, so here we go. We are live right now on the various streams. Let me just do one quick check through. Still getting used to the system right here. All right, I think I clicked on the correct button, and here we go. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a really important topic, close to my heart, and hopefully close to your heart as well, because this is affecting almost everybody, all right? So the big topic I'm going to talk about today starts from kind of inspired by this article. And this article says that the economic case for EVs is getting better as gas prices surge. Wow. And in the US, you know, it started from kind of a painful press point, $4 per gallon. And some states went up to $5. Some states went up even to $6 and $7 per gallon. Now that is expensive, and it means that straight away the consumers will feel the pinch. Oh, I got to pump more. I'm paying more for each pump, and in a way, does it mean I'm going to reduce my travel, the use of the cars, and so on? So as a result, right now there's a wave towards electrification, and that is electric vehicles. And welcome all of you. I see John, Casey Mack, Hiram, Tam, Kelvin Wong. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And for those of you who are very new to us, what we do is every day for over the next 100 days, I call it the stock market inspiration. There must be an inspiration that will kind of motivate us, drive us, regardless of the day. Today is a Sunday, there is a motivation. Tomorrow is a public holiday, there is a motivation, all right? So I'm going to dive into this article. Really, really interesting in a sense, because, hold on a minute, I just pressed the wrong button. Okay, let me switch back. Here we go. All right. They put up a case for electric vehicles, and typically for us is we want to know what are the stock names being mentioned. And this article is kind of a good, without diving into the details, I read out to you some of the names. We are looking at like Tesla. Tesla is the de facto, when we talk about EVs, we think about Tesla, not GM, not Ford, all right? So this is what President Joe Biden wants to paint to the Americans, but he got it all wrong. The number one hottest selling EVs in the US, in the world today, it is still Tesla, all right? And then you have Rivian, who is the competitor of Tesla, in the sense that they are able to attract lead investors that include Ford as well as Amazon. And in terms of their technology, they have a competitive edge, all right? So recent earnings, they delivered about 4,000 cars, and straight away the stock price reacted 15% movement. Next one will be Canoo, followed by, in China, NIO and XPeng, and Li Xiang. I mean, I don't know why they excluded Li Xiang. So typically we think about four big names in China: Li Xiang, NIO, XPeng, and Tesla. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to analyze them, and I show you my approach of analyzing EVs. I've been doing this since year 2020, and that's where we really going big on the four big EVs of China. All right, I call them the greatest of all time back then. All right, so let me just switch over right here. And this is what I do. On the left, there's an article. On the right, there's a chart. And of course, when we look at the chart, we want to make sure that we are able to compare them in a reasonable basis, right? So this is typically a one-year chart, and I got my 200-day simple moving average line spread across it. Now, in the previous videos that we did for YouTube, I covered quite extensively on Tesla. And we don't have to like all night long, every day talk about Tesla. You just have to get one thing right and nail it, and that's it. So that we can expand our array of ideas. And of course, you know, depending on which channels you are watching on, you know, some of you follow other YouTube channels, follow TikTok and whatever out there. Some of them just 24/7, 365 per year, they talk nothing but just Tesla. Or they talk nothing about just Apple, all right? And right now, you know, on the backdrop, there's a big fight between Apple as well as Apple and Tesla. Let me explain to you the backdrop of this. All right, this is kind of interesting because I can see from both perspectives because I've been an early investor of Apple as well when Steve Jobs just took over. And you know, I'm not too sure how many of you watching today, you even heard of this product called, Sunny, your name not coming at, what do you call that, that square thing? iPhone, iPad, early versions. Oh, suddenly the name just not coming back to me. What do you call that? Someone can help me on the chat. My mind is not working well right now. What is that? The one that. Okay, let me look at the chat. iPod. Sorry. Thank you, Jim and Tam and Adeline. You guys came to my rescue. Yes. Suddenly there's a moment of memory lapse. Thank you very, very much. Yes, that's iPod. I started investing in Apple back in the days when they launched an iPod. And you know, back then it's like iPod, every over 2-3 quarters they launch a new version, launch a bigger version, and then put 1 billion songs on the iPod, right? You remember those days? And back then the visionary was Steve Jobs. He realized that how many more upgraded versions of iPod can you do until people get really sick and tired of it? In fact, the initial launch was just to defeat one guy, and that is the Sony Walkman. Right, if you remember, Sony Walkman is with a cassette player and then with the black cable hung down from your ears. And then they want to do complete opposite of Sony Walkman, and they came out with the iPod. And then the cable that streamed down from your ears is white color. They were the first generation to come up with the white color earpiece, all right? And everybody in US wave started from US, felt that it was cool. Wow, you got a white cable coming down your ears, and that's the cool thing to have. And boom, the wave started from there. But the sustainability of iPod is shortened because Steve Jobs, what he had in mind was to take over the telco world. And with that, he launched the iPhone. So there's a big joke right now between Tesla and Apple, and that is this. The Tesla folks were really laughing at the Apple engineers. They say, don't you guys get sick? Every year, just make a little bit better of the phone, and you're doing the same damn thing over the last decade. Which is true. Which is true. How much more improvement can you do to this phone? How much more? And the argument is sound. You know, recently I've been catching up on my K-drama, Korean drama, and all of them are so patriotic. They only carry Samsung phone, and some of them will carry the latest one with the phone is kind of arc in shape. I say, wow, nobody's carrying an iPhone on any Korean drama, right? So it's just pure Samsung phone. And they even teach the viewers how they tap and swipe to receive the call, tap and swipe to reject the call and all that, all right? So let's come back. So there's a big fight right now between Tesla and Apple because Tesla engineers were laughing at Apple engineers. You're doing something so simple, no major change, not groundbreaking, just little refinements year after year. Aren't you sick of the work that you do? Are you really contributing to mankind? Which I think the argument is sound. That's the reason why right now Apple is fighting back. They're going to launch their EVs. I spoke about this in year 2020. And of course, many things are like under wrap, and they have a change of the lead engineers. So they want to launch, cannot launch, want to announce, cannot announce. So to and fro, they kind of get stuck in that frame of time where can they really tell the world they got a great, great car? Now, from iPhone, or take it from iPod to iPhone, to launch into a car, By the way, that's a big leap of faith in terms of engineering. But for Tesla, the other way around, they launch a car to attack the phone is so much easier. The complexity of building a car versus building a phone, oh my gosh, that's heaven and earth. Then you talk about SpaceX. That's truly planet and Earth. Planet Mars and planet Earth. That's truly, the scale is so big that of course they can laugh off at the work that Apple engineers were doing, right? So we come back to this idea saying that, okay, you have right now Apple coming ready to step into this EV field, which our calculation probably around 2023, 2024, that will be their first announcement. But they have learned a lot from Tesla. And what did they learn from Tesla? They only want to attack the millionaire market. And most people, when I say this, they cannot accept it, all right? And let me explain to you what I meant by the millionaire market. Oh my gosh. Number of millionaires in the world. They don't need a big target market. They just need the millionaire market, all right? So this is, I don't think this is the right figure yet. Millionaires in the world. All right, I think I got this one. This is the correct figure. All right, let me show you. And my work includes the study of millionaires and how they make their money, their first batch of what we call the first batch of millionaires in each generation. So you can see right now, you just search for millionaires in the world, and number of millionaires US dollar by the thousands, that's 56 million millionaires. Now, if we take this number to the wealth pyramid, that number represents less than 1% of the total population on planet Earth, all right? So you just remember 56 million. We're going to do the calculation together. And I love to do this exercise, all right, because you don't look at the numbers, you don't know where you stand. So just remember 56 million. And then the next number we look at is 7.96 billion. All right, we can just round up because as I'm speaking right now, there are some babies just arrive on planet Earth. All right, they just give birth. So 56 and 8 billion. 56 million and 8 billion, all right? So what we want to do is this. My favorite exercise. Here we go. Those of you who are my students, you know what your teacher is going to do already. We're going to pull out this. What was the number just now? 8 billion. All right, we're going to take 56 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 56 million millionaires divided by 8 billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's 9 zeros after, that's 9 zeros. Yep. And you see the answer? That's, if you move 1, 2, that's 0.7%. That's less than 1%. So the real number is, if you are a millionaire, you stand at 0.7% of Earth. Let's put it easily, all right? But you know, we don't remember like 0.7, what a weird number. We just think in terms of 1% of planet Earth. That is the goal, to cross that line to become a millionaire. Okay? Now, why am I talking about this topic? Because Elon Musk came out with this very, very important calculation. And you know, this is like live stream. This is not scripted. As I think about the idea and the motivation, I will just share this inspiration with you. By the way, as I'm going to change the slides and put out in front of you, let me know if you enjoy the video so far and get your village to join us and watch us right now, all right? So I wait for you guys. Please go out and send this YouTube script or the link to your village, to your friends, colleagues, church mates, and whatever. Send them to watch with us right now, okay? And let me show you the number. This is huge. We talk about. I'm trying to trace back my thoughts on the Elon Musk number. All right. Okay, let's hope I can find it. Sometimes, I connect the dots too fast and then the numbers just don't click. I remember is something like this. I think I found the article already. The number is about 2 billion. All right. 2 billion. Okay, so Elon Musk, 2 billion electric vehicles. Okay, I found it. Wow. So, the way I remember things is I must connect the dots, and then the dots will help me connect back, and then it will make sense, all right? So let's come back to here. This is the one. What is the meaning of 20 million EVs? 20 million EVs a year, or maybe 10 million, all right? So, sorry, this article kind of blocked me. Let me just find the replacement article for that. It's 20 million EVs. Okay, so it's 20 million. 20 million. I think I did this in. Okay, hopefully I found it. Yes, got it. My apologies, all right. Okay, so found the article, and so far you guys are enjoying the show so far, and just let me know. Good evening to all of you. I see Brandy, I see Calvin, I see Casey Mac, Ryan, welcome, Shane, and Kim San. Yes, good to see all of you, all right. So where was I? We started with the debate on how many millionaires were there on planet Earth. We arrived at a number 56 million millionaires. And then we asked 56 million millionaires, it is a representation of how many people on planet Earth. We arrived at 0.7%, which I kind of round up to 1% of the total population of planet Earth is defined as a millionaire. How we relate these two sets of numbers with electric vehicle, then you have to think about what Elon Musk is really thinking about. All right? So he said this in a recent interview. Elon Musk on Tesla's aspiration of reaching 20 million cars made per year by 2020. All right? Now, the most important paragraph is found right here. He kind of explained right over here. Okay, maybe I make it bigger. Okay, here we go. Let's try to replace 1% of the global fleet of 2 billion cars and trucks per year. Right? You heard about Tesla also launching the Cybertruck. Oh my God, that one is so cool. My son said, Daddy, we got to get that one. That's a monster on the street, right? So 2 billion cars and trucks per year. And what exactly did Elon Musk say? That's our aspiration. It's not a promise, it's an aspiration. I think we got a good chance of getting there, and people will see based on the products that we unveil, will be able to judge for themselves whether that goal is realistic or not. All right? So if we take this first paragraph and connect with what he said subsequently, at Tesla we strive to be the very best of every metric, on every metric relevant to our mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. In order to maximize our impact, we plan to continue increasing our production volumes and accessibility of our products. In more concrete terms, this means that by 2030, which is just 8 years from now, why we are investing right now? Because we are at the greatest time of our generation to see all these events unfold in front of our eyes. Why do you think I can last 22 years in investing in the market? Because every day, every year, it's just something new just keeps showing up in front of me, right? Even in terms of the products that we use. So this means that by 2030, we are aiming to sell 20 million electric vehicles. 20 million. And what is 20 million electric vehicles? Let me give you the breakdown right now. We go back to a calculator. 20 million, which is 2 million, 20, this is 20 million, all right? If you divide by 56 million millionaires, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what's the answer? He just aiming for a conversion rate of 35% of every millionaire on earth to buy a Tesla. That's it. He doesn't really need to focus on many people. He just need to focus on those who can afford the car. And this is the market that Apple is going after. You see the way they launch their phones right now, so freaking expensive. $1,000 phone in front of me right now. How could this be? In the past, it started like a few $100, and then became more and more expensive, right? So it's the same. You are looking for a conversion of 35% of 56 million millionaires to buy a Tesla or to buy an Apple. So everybody is fighting for their market share or share of voice to dominate the EV segment. That's what I'm sharing with you guys tonight. So if that, on that regard, we come back to the article. We said, okay, teacher, I hear you. You got a valid point, and Apple and Tesla will be really out there from 2023, 2024 onwards, really fighting. But who has the lead? Let me tell you who has the lead right now. Tesla. Absolute lead advantage. In terms of the technology, in terms of number of cars launched, and in terms of distribution points to different parts of the world. Not just like Tesla, China. We're not interested in that. We're talking about Tesla across the planet. Australia, Europe, US, China, across. Now, Chinese itself is a domestic economy, so that's why some of you just love to focus on Chinese stocks, and it's just the Chinese people buying. It's not an international per se product, and that's why I'm more biased towards Tesla in the sense. All right. So let's take a look. This is Tesla's stock price. There's a big jump. I spoke about it in the last video because Elon Musk is walking away from Twitter. All right. And what we want to observe is that the candles right now is below the 200-day. All right. So we are looking at the first candidate, Tesla, below 200-day. Second candidate is Rivian. All right. Don't even have the 200-day because it's a new IPO. All right. I'm not too sure why this is just showing the chart as per like this. And yep. So it went, you know, I kind of profited this period here when it kind of spike up and we make easy money during that time. And right now, at the high price, don't even talk about 150 or 170, that kind of range. Let's come down to planet Earth, right? If you just look at $100, today is trading at $32. It's so undervalued. This is what we are talking about. It's so undervalued. And the way I look at Rivian is, you should look at Rivian as just started out back in the time when Tesla just started out. And if you look at it with that pair of lens, then you realize that, oh my gosh, the potential of Rivian is very high. And so we are looking at all these different brands by looking at them with a different lens on the time frame. Look at Rivian as a startup. Look at Rivian as a startup, how much they've accomplished. Then you realize that, oh, this price of 32 sounds reasonable. It's like dirt cheap, right? Because if I move the charts up like this, and then I draw my red box out, you will see with very good clarity that the $20 to $30 range, that is that range that you will not break anymore. That is probably the bottom price. The bottom price, the true bottom price, is actually $20 per share. Right over there with a little whisker of the candle, kind of appearing right there. This is the whisker I'm talking about. Ting. All right. So you are looking at something that hit rock bottom, and you move the time frame, the lens, to look at it like just Tesla when it just started out. then you realize that, oh my God, this price is amazing, backed by Amazon, backed by Ford, and Amazon will deploy probably, the Amazon fleet of vehicles using Rivian. There's a discussion on that. Next candidate, we're going to look at Canoe, GO. That means GOEV means the ticker symbol means Go Electric Vehicle. So I was wondering how come they come out such a strange ticker symbol, right? It's basically somebody trying to be smart and creative. Oh, let's go EV. But consumers will not remember this kind of, this kind of a strange ticker symbol easily, right? So it went up to the high of 24, and then the price dropped to 2. So this is like 10% of Rivian. Rivian, the lowest price was $20. This lowest price was $2. All right? And I don't even want to go like deep to show you the data that we're looking at, whether insiders are backing it up. I just give you a preliminary look of the price. You feel it's worthwhile or not. But our decision is never just based on price. It must be based on the business model, right? Then let me go to my 3-pet company. Let's go to 3-pet company in China, Li Xiang. This is called the Li Auto, right? And we started way back in the 2020 for this guy. And I just kind of position the chart like this. And you can see really nicely, it has survived the most difficult period of the 200-day, which is the $30 to $25 range. That is the maximum, in my rate window right there, that is the maximum range when the candles were floating across it, all right? So they survived, kind of a spike up already, boom, and ready to break a new all-time high, right? Now this all-time high will be easily broken when the Shanghai operations and the Beijing, I don't think they're Beijing operation, they're Shanghai operations, go all out to launch the manufacturing because of the COVID-19 shutdown. I think the chances of them breaking to $50 is the window that we are monitoring very, very closely, boom. And so if you think about $40 right now, move another 10, 1 divided by 4, that's $25, 25% movement, I think easily within the next 3 months. That is Li Xiang. NIO is the next guy in China. Here we go. And typically we look for the guy just below the 200-day simple moving average line, and it's ready to break. So again, price range $20, same as Rivian. Then it is your call. Do you want to support a US-led brand or a China-led brand in terms of the investment you want to put in, all right? So, of course, NIO has a much, much bigger captive market domestically in China. And the last one is XPeng, XPEV, and here we go. Again, it is below the 200-day simple moving average line, representing a window right here where it will break above, all right? So we are always catching when it's ready to break above, and they are all catching the what price range? The $50 price range that I spoke about earlier on, all right? So this is a quick glance just to understand in terms of the landscape. But I introduced one interesting perspective, and that is we have to consider Apple. But for Apple, their risk is very, very high. They've been so successful in, iMacs, iPads, iPhone, and so on. For them to launch an iCar, if they fail, that boom, you just go down. But I think with so much resources that they have, for them to launch an expensive product with a captive audience of the millionaires, I think they can take off easily, because many of us are hardcore Apple fans. Like, all my machines are using Apple. I don't use Windows anymore. So you're looking at the kind of audience who are willing to pay premium to own the brand and to be the first batch of what we call the iCar drivers. I'm among the first batch of Tesla drivers, and I'm enjoying my ride very, very much. So I'm very pro EVs. is so clean, so cheap. You just go to a charging station. I mean, I'm charging like less than $20, while those of you driving petroleum cars, you are paying more than close to $200 right now. I mean, my wife's car is, say what? We never hit $200 for a full pump ever before. We are, yes, right now with the rise in oil, everything goes up, okay? So today, we got quite a number of companies for you to think about. Tesla, Rivian, Canoo, Lee Xiang Neo, Xpeng, 6 of them. Do you play all of them? Or do you only selectively invest in one of them? That is the question. Now, in 2020, we had a strategy. Our strategy was, we are reaching a tipping point in the Chinese market where Chinese consumers, they are so wealthy because the population count is very big, and that's why if you cut off how many millionaires, they got many, many millionaires out there, they will always go for something new, something Western to kind of show off, right? And as a result, the brands took off. They were selling like crazy. The 4 brands I'm talking about, Lee Xiang, Neo, Xpeng, and Tesla. And back then, 2020, 2021, we invested in all 4 of them. We caught the wave, boom. Get in, get out, get in, get out, keep milking the companies, easy to make money. How about now? Do we adopt the same strategy to invest in all 6 of them, or selectively 2 or 3 of them? Depends. I will want to break down this question into the geography. Which geography that you think will have the highest take-up rate? Now, for China itself, the government is is backing them. Excuse me, let me just hydrate myself. So the government is backing them. They're giving out incentives. So that is a natural market that will just take off easily. For US, of course, it's a very tough call right now because GM come on stream, Ford come on stream, and Volkswagen come on stream with their EVs. Everybody starts to creep into the space, all right? How about for other countries that I've left out? Maybe you think about Australia, you think about Europe, and so on. But all in, leading brand will always be Tesla. It is the first mover. Domestic brands means with a captive domestic consumers to support the growth of the EV market, we have to look at China. So with that balancing act, then you look at the great work that Elon Musk has been executing, launching the gigafactories in Berlin, in Texas, in Shanghai, and possibly exploring a giga in Indonesia. That is how he plans to conquer how we started off with that article, that crazy article of reaching 20 million cars made per year by the time we reach 2030, and that's 8 years from now. If you take the lead from the recent Bloomberg interview of Elon Musk at the Qatar event, he said this: we have no competition. The real competition is ourselves, whether we have enough talent, whether we have enough natural resources to support the scale of hitting 20 million cars made by the year 2030. Now, if you hear a brand that speaks like this, you know this is for real. So I want to leave you with this thought. And of course, there are many things that we can think about, but how to go about firing off the trades. I will be firing off a trade tonight. Tesla is already granted, right? I mean, I'm actively trading on Tesla. But of the 6, I want to fire off one of them tonight. And if you like to join me, you can look at the QR code on the bottom right of your screen. You can take your mobile phone, scan the QR code. Or you can simply visit this website called spi.ke/believe and join me. What I do is I fire off a trade every single day all the way until end of this year, and we call it the Don't Stop Believing trades. And currently we have a promotion. I encourage you to take up the promotion. The promotion will be ending very, very soon, and then there will be a major significant price jump, right? So if you want to join me in this ride, for EVs and many other interesting games that I play every single day, I encourage you to join me on the QR code. Okay,